What's up, everybody? This is dear old Terrell with the Real World, and this is our coronavirus episode. This is my girl, Jamie Bell.
Hey, guys.
So, we're coming at you today because it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and this is one of those videos that we're doing from the home. So, what's been going on? This is crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, we've been hanging out with the dogs and doing lots of cleaning and just trying to make it till this thing hopefully ends sometime soon.
Yeah, you know, with this pandemic, I mean, this virus has so many different names. It's SARS, Corona, then it's the Corona novel, and then it's COVID-19. I mean, it sounds like a bipolar episode to me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I hope anybody that's checking out this video has remained safe and at home, keeping your distance and making sure that you're keeping your family safe from any harm, especially from the stuff that is going on right now. But like I said, it's just been a while since I uploaded a video, and me and Jamie's here at home just doing our thing. And I guess this has just been a time where it's really given us both an opportunity to really reflect on life, on how precious life is.
Absolutely.
And so what I do know is that, number one, I will be glad when this is over.
Yes, hallelujah.
Yeah, and number two, I'll be glad whenever I get back to work and taking care of the things that I love doing, such as podcasting and training clients, and, Jamie as well. So, what's on your mind today?
Well, before we started doing this, I started thinking to myself, okay, what would be good to talk about, or what comes to my heart when it comes to talking about this virus. And I will say, and we've seen so many celebrities and other people have said this on TV and things on the news, but one thing about this I will say, if anything is going to bring anybody down to the same level, it's what we're going through right now, because this is a time in our life, number one, where, they say your life can change in a split second, totally unexpected. And that's what's happened with not just our state, not just the United States, the entire world is going through this and is being affected by this in some way. And at this point, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, how popular you are, whether you're Insta famous or not, how many likes you get, how many you don't. We're all going through this right now. And if this was ever a time to bring people, number one, closer to God, maybe people who have never prayed before, this, to me, what we're going through would bring people down to knowing Christ, knowing God, wanting to. People's jobs are affected, their lives are affected. There's people at home with their children. They don't know how they're going to feed them today. Thankfully, thank God to those that do still have a job, But it's just a time in our life that we never thought that we would live in a time like this, going through this, and we are. And this is a time to show people truly coming together as a nation and as a world, to show that it doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are. I mean, all these things are factors that just kind of sets everybody down and just gives this reality check to what's really going on and what we're going through.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, honey. I mean, it's just one of those things. I feel like if you haven't truly gone through a pandemic, which I have before, but I just didn't really notice it like I am now. You know what I mean? I think that this is just spread so quickly, guys, as you all know. But not only that, but it also has affected so many people's lives, so many people's jobs, and their livelihoods. And I feel for these individuals who have kids, who aren't able to work right now, who's not getting a paycheck. This is that time where I think that if you need to be close to anybody besides your spouse, your boo, or your girlfriend, or whatever they may call it, it definitely needs to be God right now. I think that prayers need to be had right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is simply because the last thing that we need is for this to have a round two. For this to start up again once we all get back to some type of normalcy and everyone's back to work and we're doing our thing, but yet this starts to spread again, if not worse. And now that we're all bundled up and we're with our coworkers and everything, now it's another outbreak in your job or wherever you may be. I pray that that does not happen. I can't lie, that's one of the things that worries me the most, simply because you have no control what other people may be doing, and there's a lot of people who, that is just their thing, to be around huge groups of people and on a daily basis. And I think that type of settings is what is going to be affected the most when we get back to work or we get back to some type of normalcy.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but with that being said, I do hope that, this is teaching us all some type of lesson about life. Because what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter who you are on the internet, because you can be famous one day and you can be not living the next. So, every day is precious. I know for us personally, it seems like the days are just going by quick.
Yeah. The time, like you look at, it's really odd because usually when you're not as active or you're not doing as much, your day just drags and drags and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish this day would hurry up. And now it's like doing a complete opposite. It's just very strange. I keep forgetting what day it is. Like I'll wake up and go, today's Monday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. It's March. No, it's not. It's April. Like I can't keep up with the days or the times or month for that matter. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a strange, situation.
And the weather patterns.
And the weather patterns. And
it's very odd.
Plus, you and I always being around each other every second of the day. Mm-hmm. That's been kind of strange. I mean, it's not like it's not like that we don't see each other at the gym. I mean, but it's, it's a real testament to how much you really love the person that you're with. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because, I'm just going to say.
We all have our moments.
We all have our moments, except for me. I just try to chill, and okay. There's always going to be one that doesn't agree with you, right?
Sure.
But no, seriously. I mean, we've been great. I think that we have worked really well during this situation with this virus, and we have, going out in public has been a completely different experience by having to wear gloves and a mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's been, you know, a little cray-cray, you know, and I hope that doesn't become part of our norm.
Yeah. I think after this, though, I mean, I feel like people are still going to have that fear to get close to somebody in line, or someone walks past you. I caught myself doing it yesterday when I went to the grocery store. I had my gloves, had my mask on. I know I was okay, wiped off my cart, but for the most part, people were keeping their distance. But then there's always one or two that doesn't. They get right up on you, behind you in line, or they walk past you real close, and I caught me kind of jumping back. Then I noticed the person in front of me kind of did the same thing. Like, it's just, you know, like we're lepers. Like, it's weird that people are just they're being cautious, but you don't realize how much it affects you till you're out there, and you don't want anybody close to you.
Right, right. Well, I mean, but you understand why, of course.
Yeah. And
But,
then
I
these were, of
mean-
course, these were people too that didn't have gloves on, didn't have a mask on, probably didn't even know what was going on right now, and weren't mindful of their space. But you could tell it really got to people.
Well,
And there's people acting crazy out there on the news with all this going on.
well, I mean, there's a lot going on in the news, guys, that, you know, honestly, I can't tell who's telling the darn truth and who is not. I mean, it shouldn't even be that way. You would think during something like this, you would think that the media would be completely transparent, wouldn't try to use someone else's videos or photos from another country as in their news episodes, and all
Yeah.
different types of stuff that just makes me, it's just strange that someone would do that. It's strange that, I don't know. I mean, it's all been a strange ordeal, you know, that I'm having to adjust with you, of course. But, I mean, I wouldn't want to go through this with anybody but you. But with that being said, you know, I am ready for us to get back to work, because I don't care how great you are in your relationships. Every person needs a little bit of time to themselves to have some excitement to get back to the person that they love at the end of the day. And that's how we are. I mean, we work
Having some distance every now and then it's healthy to do that in a relationship. You should, so you don't eventually start driving each other crazy. Not that that's a bad thing. It just, with any relationship that happens, you know. So sometimes you have to just, you
Separate?
go do this, I'll go do that. Not separate, but like,
I mean, what are you trying to say,
like
man?
if you go run an errand, I'll go run an errand, and then we'll meet back.
Well-
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll meet back in aisle 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
All right, all right.
Why do you think there's so many news stories about how to cope when you're at home with your spouse, or how to get through this pandemic when you're at home with the same person? They keep having all these news stories of stuff like that, because obviously there's other people that are in the same situation and go through the same thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just hope that, you know, if anybody in a situation like a relationship, like in marriage, I hope you guys have tried your best to keep your battles at a minimum. This is not the time. You can't go anywhere anyway. You have to be at home. So keep your battles at a minimum, and just, and pick the battles. I mean, if every little thing doesn't need to be a battle. So, you know, just do your part, help her around the house, help, you know, she's going to help you, and, you know, you have to do this, you know, as a family. You have to do this as a couple. And, you know, this is one of those times where I think that every person should be in a relationship. Every person should be using this time to make their relationship or their marriage even more badass. even more closer, even more understandable to what each person is going through. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
And I don't know. I mean, we may not ever go through this again. We may not.
Hopefully we don't.
Hopefully we don't, like she said. But at the same time, if you do go through this, I know that for me, if I go through this again, I want to be with you.
Of course.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you need to appreciate the person that you're with, because more than likely that person has your back. And this is the time that you need someone in your life to have your back besides your family, your friends. This is the time that you want to also, like Jamie said, get closer to God. Do things that you haven't done before. What do you think about that? I mean,
Yeah. I think that, well, going off of that, there's they were showing percentages on the news the other day as far as what people are trying right now, as far as like reading a book or learning a different language, or if you're really good at art, if you haven't done art in a while, get your artwork stuff going again, start drawing or painting again, or singing. Maybe if you like to sing, try to get better at singing, or create, maybe write a song about this whole thing going on and share it on social media. Like, use your gifts and your talents. This would be the time to do it, aside maybe from what you're used to doing day to day. Something that you may have said, man, I wish I could get back into doing that, or man, I wish, get crafty again. If you like creating things for your house, around the house, or remodeling, just little things here and there, this would be the time to do it, because maybe you can uncover other gifts and talents that you have that you didn't realize you had, and now you have the time to do it.
Well, and if you don't have the time to do it, because you're a parent who has kids at home that aren't in school right now, I think that your energy needs to go to making sure that those children have the most of your attention as possible, to be honest. Simply because when they're in school and you're at work, you're tired when you get home, and they're ornery when they get home, and then it becomes a cycle again. This is the time, if you're a parent, you should be spending every second you can to help your child be a better human being, just by either learning more, it's actually, I think, helping the parents when they're having to teach the kids their lessons, or helping them with their lessons. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. This is a good time to also do all the things that you wanted to do when you had to be at work, excuse me. This is also the time to spend with your kids, just having fun around the house, being crafty, doing things together, just to build continuously, just like with your spouse, also having that same bond with your kids. So, I don't know, but this is just one of those times, I think, that, people are coming and they're going so quick that it's sad for a lot of you guys out there who may have family members, wives, husbands, kids who may have passed away during this pandemic. I feel for you, but I also think that this is the time as well for you to reflect on all of those positive memories that you may have had with them, the joy that they brought in your life, and just knowing that they're still with you in spirit. They're never away from you. They're still here. They're still with you, but you have to love them in a different way now. And I know it's going to be hard. I couldn't imagine being in anyone's shoes that have lost someone during this time. But at the same time, I do think that if they were taken care of by nurses and doctors, I guarantee you those doctors and nurses gave everything that they could to help them in their situation with this COVID-19. So, but on the flip side, I do want to say to all the people on the front lines,
Absolutely.
you know, thank you for your time. Thank you for putting in all the hours and taking care of all these individuals that has been put down by the COVID-19 by giving them your time, giving them your love, and being there for them, helping them talk to their family members by phone, doing whatever it takes. You know, you guys are the real heroes in this situation. The people at Walmart, the people at any grocery store across this country.
Restaurants.
Yes, you guys are the people that's keeping us fed, keeping groceries in the store. You know, you stalkers out there, you guys are there every single night making sure everything is in place for when we come in the grocery store. I can't thank you guys enough for giving everything that you've got to making sure that all of us are well taken care of as best as possible. And I hope that any of you in the healthcare industry, in the grocery stores, the stockers, I hope you guys' health is staying strong. And I hope that you are taking proper precautions in and out of work to make sure that you're getting home to your families as well.
I agree.
So, but this is Jamie and I's episode from home. And I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate you sticking with me on this podcast thing. It's been a wonderful experience, guys. And I know from what I have done so far with everyone that I've spoken to, it has been an absolute blessing for me to sit down in front of every guest that I have had an opportunity to interview, to get to know. You guys are the ones that have kept me leveled up in my life and helping me be a better human being myself. And so for that, I thank you, and I appreciate your time with me and Stephen during those interviews. So this is Daryl Terrell with The Real World and my girl Jamie Bell, and we're out.
Bye, guys.